a colleague of mine has a variation of the chat thing he calls a chat storm. So like, very much of, the Zoom world. And the only difference is, everyone types in the chat and then you try not to hit send. Inevitably someone does, and it's
Yes.
okay. But you try to all hit, send at the same time. And I kind of love that for giving people time and space to think. And then
Yes.
also like no one really has to be brave and go first. Like maybe you are accidentally, but like it's kind of just all there in a very flat way where again, like no, if you were waiting for the boss to like type their answer, like that's going to come at the same time as yours. If you're like
Yeah.
just nervous about engaging, you can, write one or two words. And again, it's like it's a stepping stone toward something you might talk about in some more depth.
Yes, I love that. I think we call that waterfall. So you kind of get everyone to hit send at the same time and you get this waterfall of responses. And I think that can be a really fun one. I'll often use that for closing, like what's the most useful thing for you today, or what's one thing you're taking away from today, or one reflection, and then you kind of have them all flood in, and it can be a really lovely way to close as well. But yeah, absolutely. The other one for remote meetings is using some of the, a lot of the platforms now have like emoji functionality. So sometimes we'll sort of play games like, stand up if you're in person and people are able to stand, of course, need to be inclusive and think about, what's an inclusive option for the bodies in the room. But, stand up if, you prefer pizza to hot dogs, or, and you can use the emoji reacts on Teams or Zoom to kind of get some of that, feedback as well. Sometimes we'll have those questions on slides. So there's really lots of like fun stuff you can do. And I think, like you said, it's all just about building a little bit of that comfort and sort of safe ways to participate and interact that lay the foundation then later on. And what we find a lot with kind of using these techniques in our work is, it's not that you do this in one meeting and sort of everyone's amazing collaborators and totally comfortable and all the power dynamics are gone. And, of course not. But it is sort of over time practicing that muscle and setting those conditions that, hey, we're all human here, we all have things to offer, we all have valid and valuable perspectives, and this is how we strive, or this is the aspiration for how we collaborate and work together. So yeah, it's definitely not going to sort of solve everything in one go, but over time I think it really does make a huge difference.